Welcome to the Dance Studio Empire podcast, a mix of business strategies, simple tips for studio growth and success, with a touch of inspiration, motivation, plus raw and honest conversations to ensure you are building your studio empire. I'm your host, Jen Dalton, studio owner for 30 years, dance business coach, and the author of the book, Teaching Dance Beyond the Steps. My business philosophy is creativity is our superpower, and I believe we all have the means and ability to infiltrate this into our studio. Just sometimes we can get too busy, distracted, or overwhelmed to see that. So that is exactly why I am here to help you. So if you are ready to master the art of creating demand, unravel the dance of numbers in your studio, and run your business to its full potential, then you are in the right place. Okay, let's do this. Sit back and relax, and let's get ready to build your dance studio empire. Hey, studio owner, and welcome back to this week's episode of the podcast. Can you believe we are at the end of August? Oh my gosh. As soon as it gets to August, I can't help but start thinking about the next year. It's been like this for a long time. I used to fight it. I used to try and put it out of my head. It's like, no, we've still got so much to do. I can't even think about the new year. But several years ago, I just sort of changed my thinking. I just started to embrace it. It's like, I can't change it. So what can I do? And now I get to August and I actually just start talking about the following year. I start writing the following year's date down everywhere. And the process of basically our relaunch into the new year starts from August. And that's timetabling. It always starts with timetabling for me. Then I look at my teachers, I look at any new classes or any new programs that we're going to be offering. I look at our enrollment process, new ways to do that. Again, thinking outside the box, like what can we do that's a bit different? I start to look at our marketing plan, how we're going to tweak that, how we're going to change and improve that. I also look at our teacher training plan because I have that planned out as well for the year. And also just booking in events. So whether it's 12 months, 18 months time, I just make sure that our big events are booked in. And it's kind of crazy because it weirdly feels like the year's barely started. And I know we've got so much ahead of us. We've got costuming started. You might have your exams around the corner. We've got concerts coming up. Competitions are still happening. I know, but I can't shake the feeling of I just have to get things started in August. I don't know. Does that resonate with you? Do you feel that way, or are you just happy to cruise through to the end of the year? I don't know, whatever. But I thought, because I'm now planning for 2024, I thought you might want to join me and do it with me, alongside me, and start planning your end of the year as well. So what I thought I would do is share the exact steps and processes that I do this time every year. And this is just to ensure maximum growth and demand for an epic following year. And as I said, this is what I do every year. I always finish strong my year. My numbers are strong. There are so many benefits to this. So it's something that I really encourage you to make the time to be a part of. And what it is, I thought I'll just make it fun. I'll turn it into a bit of a challenge. So it's going to be a 3-day Enrolment Accelerator challenge. And it'll be an immersive group. We'll be doing live training, and you can ask questions specifically for your studio. Now, the best part is it's totally free. So you just have to invest the time with me, and they're not going to be long. It'll be half an hour maximum each of the days. So it is worth it. I'll give you a quick rundown of the things we'll be covering. I'm just going to go in-depth insights into my re-enrollment process and new enrollment strategies that we're looking towards for the end of this year. Techniques to increase enrollments through strategic branding and marketing, which is such a hot topic at the moment. Proficiency in crafting compelling timetables and nurturing anticipation. The conversion tool to streamline registration and to build an unwavering trust and connection, which I often talk about. And also just mastering the retention practices that will drive growth and your community to be loyal to you. That's what we're going to be talking about. And as I said, these 3 days, you can ask me questions specifically about your studio. So it's essentially going to be live coaching for you, but also accountability to make sure that you get the work done. Because I'm going to set challenges for each of the days so you can go off and start working on them. Then we'll meet back the next day. You can let me know how you go. If you've got any questions, we can take from there. Okay, let's just make this the game changer for your dance studio. And I'm just inviting you to join me. I'm going to be starting this on Monday, September 11th, and then it'll be Tuesday the 12th, and then Wednesday the 13th. And so that'll be our 3 days. There will be a link in the show notes so you can just register your interest there, and I'll just forward you through the details. Or if you are driving, you can just send me a DM on Instagram, and my handle is @_Jen Dalton_, and I will send you the information that way. All right, let's get on with this episode. I'm so excited for this episode today. We're on a roll. We're exploring the ins and the outs of creating demand and building a thriving dance studio. In our last 2 episodes, I talked about the foundation, attracting the right people and getting them interested to try your classes. So today we're turning the spotlight onto the next step, and that is signing them up. Now, I spoke about how confident I am that if I get the right person for my studio through the doors, that I know they will sign up. In fact, this is also part of the reason why we have large wait lists, because 99% of people who come and try, we convert them. But we just don't have a lot of availability in our classes, which is a really great problem to have, right? And so what we do is then the following year, we expand the timetable so we can fit them in, and just we cater for that wait list, which is excellent, right? But great problem to have, like I said. And many studio owners I know who I work with and speak to would love this problem as well. So let's get to it. Remember, I've spoken about those 4 things that we need to continually do. Refine the processes that you're already doing. Just focus in on these 4 things. Number 1, attracting the right people. Number 2, enticing them, giving them a reason to come and try a class. Number 3 is to sign them up. And number 4 is to retain them for their dance life. And so building on what we've discussed so far, this episode is all about the steps that lead to a successful enrollment. So I'm sharing the actual actionable insights on how to transform potential dancers into enthusiastic studio members. And yep, you've guessed it, demand is still in the mix. So I'll go into how demand plays a role in their decision to register, like how your studio's reputation can be a driving force and how it all ties together. All right, let's go. We're going to be diving deep into signing them up, because number 1, your marketing and your messaging has now attracted the right people to reach out to you. The process of connection, empowerment, and trust has begun. Now, this is real, honestly, this is one of the hardest parts. And so once you've done that, that's a lot of workload done for you. Number 2, after you've spoken to them, they've reached out, you have given them a really good reason to come to your studio and try out your classes. Now, the way you've communicated and the language that you used has them knowing that this is about them and their child and not about you and your studio, which is a big point. So far, you've done everything right. You've put their mind at ease by answering all their concerns and worries that they might have. Tick. They don't feel pressure or obligation if they do attend a trial class. Tick. You've given them a quick reminder about when the first class is so they don't miss it. Tick. And you've got them through your studio doors and they are participating in a class. Tick. All right. So now that they have arrived, you need to ensure that the classroom experience is clean, calm and concise. And this is especially if you aren't teaching the class. If you're teaching the class, you can control all of that. That's absolutely fine. If you are not, you need to ensure that your teachers are trained with the exact expectations that you want and ensure that they have the details of the new dancer. And although it might sound like a no-brainer to you, even things like acknowledging them when they first walk into the studio and using their name, that makes a big difference to that whole connection piece and that building of the trust. And I've seen it, right? Where a new student comes to their first class and the teacher barely makes eye contact with them, never mind acknowledging them by name to help them feel welcome and comfortable. Oh boy, look, they're all learning lessons. Trust me, I've been there too. I do get it. But in our teacher training in the past, I've done a lot of training on identifying the personality types of the different people that come and try our classes, and then the different actions, the different words and body language that we need to use as a teacher to ensure that the experience is flawless for them. And their parent, particularly if they're younger and the parents, keeping a close eye on what's going on. Maybe you've done this training. I don't know. It's a good one. Anyway, just remember, the more comfortable they feel, the quicker that they will settle in and they will love their first class. And then you're one step closer to signing them up. So that then brings us to after their trial or after their first class. So now what do? There are generally 4 ways it's going to end. Now, the first one is they'll be absolutely blown away by the experience and they'll want to enroll then and there. Now, it's super important that you have the information, you have any paperwork or a QR code set up to send them straight to a registration form. Or maybe you manually add them to your dance management system. Like either way, get the details to commit them. And if you require an enrollment or a registration fee or a payment of any type, or even just their banking details, ensure you have the means to get it from them right away. So not to be pushy, but just make it convenient. The idea is to just make the process for them as easy as possible, right? Don't rely on them to have to go home and find your website and find a link that will then send them to a registration form, then log them into their bank details and transfer any of the money. For sure, like if you've got no other way, then for sure do that. But remember how busy people are, how short attention spans are. If someone says to me, yep, just go home and then turn on your computer and then log into this website and then click this link and blah, blah. Like you lost me at like walking back to my car. You know what I mean? Like there's so many steps. So we just want to make it as easy as possible. The second way it could end is they say, I'll think about it, or I'll just have a chat to my child and let you know. And this is totally okay and understandable. Many parents just want to make sure that their child loves it before they commit to you, right? And there are some children who just won't be as verbal as others when asked what they thought about the class if you're standing there. It still amazes me. Like there's some kids that, a parent will say, a little bit off topic, but they'll say, do you want a new jacket? And there's some kids like, yes, I'll have 2. I love the pink one and the blue one. But then there's other kids who'll go, no, thank you. I'm okay. Which is amazing. It's just so refreshing because my kids would be, yes, I'll have a pink one. Thanks. Anyway, there are some children that aren't as verbal. Clearly, that is not mine or my experience. That's fine. All right, back on track. In this situation, it's important to really let the parent know that you totally understand and simply just start any following sentence after that. So you've had that conversation. We're just going to have a think about it. I'm just going to have a chat with, this is how you want to respond. That's no problem at all. Just let us know as soon as spots are filling up really quickly, and I'd hate for them to miss out. Or you could say, no problem at all. I'll just let you know if spaces do hit capacity, we can put them on a wait list. Or if you do have a gift or a bonus offer, remind them, no problem. I'll just remind you that if you do sign up this week or today, then you'll get blah, blah, blah as a welcome gift, or a particular bonus or uniform or credit to a workshop, whatever it is for you. I don't want you to lie to them though. So like if you have 3 kids in a class, then I wouldn't be saying you're about to hit capacity and you don't want them to miss out. You'll need to think of another incentive or a way to create that kind of FOMO, right? To encourage them into action. So yeah, we just have to get creative again. All right, number 3 is that it could be determined that you don't feel that they are the right fit for your studio. And it can happen. They can slip past the pre-qualifying marketing, messaging, and communication. But maybe very quickly you just determine that you can't offer them what they want, or even it's just your instincts are telling you that they're not going to be happy at your studio. And I would strongly encourage and suggest and get you to suggest another option for them. You know, if it's appropriate, suggest another studio in your area. Or sometimes even another sport. I've suggested, why don't you go and try soccer and let him run around the field? You know, for the ones who actually don't want to dance in the first place, you know, those ones where the parents are making them do it, but you know their kid is clearly not interested. Maybe they spend the whole lesson on their hands or doing handstands, and it's like, you know what, you should probably try gymnastics. I'm more than comfortable on doing that because it only makes life harder and more difficult in the long run. And particularly if you've got other teachers teaching the class, you do need to consider them as well. Okay, number 4. Number 4 is they decide that you're not for them, which is totally fine. It's going to just save time and energy and open space for others. And so if they do decide that they don't want to join or anything, I will always just thank them for their time with a smile and just leave the door open if they ever want to try again. Because remember, it's not usually a negative reason that they don't enroll, unless they've had a dreadful experience somewhere. It might be just not feeling right for them. But remember that these people, they probably stand around the schoolyard chatting with other parents, and someone in that circle might just say they're looking for a studio that is exactly like yours, and that person will highly recommend that they contact you because they may be perfect for your studio. Okay, so see how it works. Like they've left, this person's come and tried it. It wasn't right for them, but you've left them graciously and thanked them for their time and, you know, letting them know they're always welcome. So that's left a really good taste in their mouth. And so they're sharing that with other people. So someone else is going to come out of that. It's all beautiful and simple, like just how we like it, right? So anyway, that brings us to the end of that episode. I hope you go back through those 4 things that I just spoke about, the way that the classes are going to finish, and just make that process as simple as possible. All right, next week, it's a biggie. I'm going to talk about the 4th thing that you need to do to create demand and grow your dance studio empire. And it's all about retention and how we can retain our students for as long as their dancing life allows, basically. All right, now don't forget to register for the 3-day Enrolment Accelerator Challenge. You do not want to miss this training. I promise you the goodness that's going to come from this. Don't forget, there is a link in the show notes for you to fill in a form just so I can get your details. I'll send you, then email you through the details. If not, send me a DM via Instagram and I will get the details to you that way if that works better for you. All right, until then, have a great week. And that's a wrap for this week's episode. I'm so grateful to have you listen each week. If you found today's episode valuable, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could take a moment to rate, 5 stars of course, and leave a review on your preferred podcast platform. Your feedback empowers me to keep delivering insightful content. To ensure you never miss an episode, hit that subscribe button and be sure to follow me on Instagram @_JenDalton_ and join our private Facebook group, Dance Studio Empire. Until next time, keep dancing, keep thriving, and keep building your dance studio empire.